First of all, I'd like to say thank you to SSI for having Cupix come and talk. We're not overly present in the maritime space, so coming and talking to you guys about shipbuilding is rather new for Cupix, but not new to me. I'm the Director of Strategy and Business Development here, but I come from the maritime space. I worked for ABS for many years. I was a graduate of Kings Point, sailed on my license for quite a while before getting into the construction side of things and vetting a lot of technology over the years. And when I came across Cupix about 5 years ago, this technology was something that I felt was something that could definitely help the shipbuilding industry. It wasn't there yet. And where it is today is definitely something I feel that can and will bring a benefit to this industry, but excited to hear your feedback on what we're showing here and what we're doing. So Cupix and SSI met last year at Workboat. We were just walking the floor, saw their booth, saw a 3D design model, looked very similar to a 3D design model we had up, and it was like, hey, let's talk to these guys. And what we ended up finding out is that there were a lot of synergies between our two companies. And we've recently been considered, like Patrick was saying, for an NSRP project with Fincantieri Marinette Marine. And excited to kind of see where that goes. Cupix was founded by Simon Bay, and where we are today was actually set into motion about 2.5 decades ago. Simon is a leader in the 3D space and has been an expert in his field basically since he got his PhD. He created a company, Innis Technology, which was acquired by 3D Systems. Then he created another company, Viz Power, which was again acquired by 3D Systems. And that got us to Cupix. And over the last 7 years, we've really spent that time building this platform and improving the platform, which I'm going to be showing more about as the presentation goes on. So currently, Cupix's clients are in a myriad of verticals. Numerous industries are actually using our technology, from commercial construction, which is where we have the largest footprint to date, civil and infrastructure projects, water, wastewater, transportation, aviation, mining, as well as oil and gas, both onshore and offshore, and maritime. Currently in maritime, we're really being used for after construction uses right now, and we're working to get more involved from the new construction and shipbuilding side of things. So what is Cupix? Really, simply put, we're a unified platform for collaboration and data management. A lot of buzzwords there. I'll get into that a little bit later, but we really allow for one to mirror the physical site and asset into a virtual space. So using a 360 camera, you're able to go out, capture your site, upload that data, we ingest that and give you this Google Street View experience so that you have this very accurate contextual experience of your asset or site. We're able to ingest all forms of reality capture data, so your BIM and 3D files, which is where we're really looking to work with SSI and incorporating a lot of the data that they already have, collaborating together so that that data, coupled with the reality capture component, is able to be utilized in a meaningful way. All of our data is currently hosted on the cloud, but this data that is stored on the cloud can be hosted on your own private servers, behind your own firewalls. Currently it's on AWS. We have the ability to go to Microsoft Azure, and then on-prem solutions are available on an as-needed basis. I would like to mention, we are ISO 27001 certified, and again, as needed when it comes to security requirements and verifications, whatever those may be, we have the ability to get those ITAR, CMMC level 2 compliance requirements when and if that is needed. So what does Cupix really do? At the base of it, we really get rid of the silos. The existing data that you guys are already doing, that you're already capturing, this laser LiDAR scan data, your 360 360 images, 2D images, your 2D design drawings. All this data is historically siloed. We're enabling this data to all be viewed in a single platform. And what that does is that makes this data, that data that you actually have, that much more actionable. So at Cupix, we realized, there is a problem in the construction space. And although the built world is really moving towards digital transformation, and that's coming along rather quickly, in order to see your site and really understand what that is, you have to go to your site to understand what the latest spatial contexts are. There's no way around that. So our solution is to ingest virtually all this explorable 3D spatial context into a single database that allows you to reflect and really see the current as-built site condition. So you can see this remotely from your tablet, from your desktop, and your teams can now collaborate in a holistic manner no matter where they are. Everyone doesn't have to be on the job site. If you have an issue, it can be resolved very quickly. Talk about the 360 photos and videos and giving those very accurate context. These images are not just stitched together in 2 dimensions. They're stitched together on the XYZ axis, and I'll show you an image on the next slide as to what that really looks like. But with this tool, what you're able to do is compare multiple dates. If you look here, these are 2 different dates, January 4th, May 18th. You can see, same place, there's been progress made. You can actually compare 4 different dates side by side. And this is a Google Street View-like experience, so when you navigate and you move one of these windows, everything moves. Your 3D design model, the previous date, and the current date you're looking at. So you really understand progress, what's been going on. That story that you're trying to tell is now irrefutable. You have your 2D drawing here. Think this is where your general arrangement would be. You're going to understand exactly where you are on that general arrangement and what direction you're facing. You can see up, down, left, right, all around. We have a rooms function, compartments for lack of a better word. And what that allows you to do is navigate just by the click of a button to any compartment within your vessel or asset on a specific date. Go and see where that compartment is, when it was captured, and what it looked like on that specific date. On this side as well, what we have here is an annotation bar, and what that annotation bar allows for is it really allows for you to use it however you want. You want to document changes, you want to document RFIs, you want to pull in information associated with assets, asset tagging. You can customize it to really include anything you want and then pull in that respective data so it's all hosted in a single platform, giving you one place to go and find that data, again, making it that much more actionable. Let me go back. So I was talking about the 360 photos and what those look like. What this is showing you here is the capture method with Cupix is using a 360 camera, as I've mentioned. So the individual will take a camera, it's either on their hard hat or on an extension pole, and they will walk the site. That's all they're doing. It's taking continuous video. I prefer to use an extension pole because what that allows for is it allows you to get above machinery in hard to reach places, in confined spaces without having to break the plane, getting below decks into, like, say, bilges, and documenting that. And what this is showing you is every single image that was taken throughout this video, every single frame is localized using our SLAM technology, and that generates this accurate 3D map just by walking around your site. And then it's going to give you something like this Google Street View experience that we're all kind of familiar with. What I'm showing you here is, different ways to view the data. And yesterday, I think the statement was, what do you need, when it comes to data, what do you need and where can you get it? Well, you can get it in one platform with the use of Cupix, and hopefully with the integration of SSI, we will be able to pull in all of their data as well and show that here in our system as well. But what you're seeing here is The ability to have a 360 view, have your design model, your 3D design model, and if you're looking to compare as designed versus as built, we have a very quick and easy way to do that. All you do is transport whatever items you want. You can transport the whole model if you want to the 360 video that was taken. And what that allows you to do is confirm whether design was actually met, the design intent was met, or if there were changes. What you see over here is point cloud. So with the click of just a single button, you're going to go from a 360 view to point cloud being loaded, or with another click of a button, you can see drone capture data. You can see up to 4 different dates, 4 different 360 views. You can see up to 4 different design files, Navisworks, Revit, IFC, SketchUp, whatever SSI is doing, 3D CAD, it really doesn't matter. We can ingest that and you can view all that data in this single platform. So what that really does is it, again, makes that data that much more actionable. When it comes to technology, what I've seen a lot of times is technology is really 80% cool and best case, 20% actionable. What Cupix has really tried to do is just the opposite. We really focus on being at least 80 to 90% actionable, 10 to 20% cool. Some of the stuff looks nice, but it actually works. It's actually being used, and it's been used for years by some of the largest companies in the world currently. And the way we've got to this platform where it is now is not by just creating things, it's by listening to our clients, listening to the customers and what they want. They all have their own unique needs and wants. They come to us telling us what they need. With this system, we then in turn build it, which is what I'm hoping to be able to do with some of the shipyards, is really figure out what it is that you need from a system like this, which in my mind, it's something that's already being done, and in the conversations I've had with several of y'all, this is data you have, you're familiar with, and you're using. Again, it's siloed. So would having this in a unified platform help your workflows and speed your process up? One of the most powerful things that we're doing right now is progress tracking just from a 360 model, or a 360 camera, and a 3D design model. And when I say progress tracking, what I mean is from the 3D design model, we're able to select various items in that model that you want to track, that you want to know when they were installed, and that are important to you. And when you go out and you capture using a 360 camera, what that camera is doing is, again, recording all of that, but we have an AI on the back end, this machine learning tool that's kind of the magic of Cupix, and what that's able to do is pick up on those specific items that you're looking to track and report in graphical format and by date format, and confirming whether that item was installed or not installed. So no more walking around your job site trying to hand document what was installed or not installed, sending a junior individual out to just record the site can do just that for you, and it's going to turn back and produce a report in graphical form that you're able to see very quickly and easily. So as a leader of a shipyard or as a project or as an owner, being able to understand what that project is doing and at what level it's at very quickly and easily, that's exactly what this is able to do. So Cupix and SSI in the shipbuilding industry. I've talked about some of the things that Cupix is able to do and the power of the platform. Really being able to compare the as designed versus as constructed, and then even as in service condition of the vessel is something that, as a surveyor, I always thought was incredibly important. Understanding that the vessel that was meant to be designed in one way was delivered in a different way, and then 5 years later when it comes back in for repairs is inherently different from when it left the shipyard. What this allows for is it allows for just overall collaboration amongst all stakeholders. When that vessel is coming back in for repairs and you're able to see the actual condition of the vessel, as a shipyard you are now bidding on the condition of the vessel that you're able to see and you're able to understand, and not just a spec that you're getting, not just a piece of paper. So that repair that you're looking to do can be that much more accurate. The bid can be that much more accurate, and ultimately saving you time and turning over vessels that much quicker. And like I mentioned here, being just ultimately more accurate from a forecasting standpoint, which is going to increase that vessel's uptime. So a little bit about the numbers and kind of where we see an ROI being able to be realized very quickly. Rear Admiral Green earlier this year, a few months ago, was actually talking about the contracts the Navy has. And in 2022, 36% of those contracts were on time. In 2021, 44% of those contracts are on time. It's not a really good trend line. Of the 41 contracts that are currently in work, there's currently over 4,200 delayed days. That's an average of 3 months per project. So the day rate for those vessels, the money that's associated with those vessels, I've heard numbers all over the place, but it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars per day. So the goal is, together with SSI, Cupix and SSI will be able to minimize those delays. And we're going to do that by streamlining the workflows and processes, increasing collaboration amongst stakeholders, and ultimately being able to get these vessels out a little bit faster. If we save a day, we're saving a significant amount of money. If we're able to save weeks or months, it's changing the game. And currently there's 100 more contracts that are actively being planned for next year. I really appreciate your time today and would like to open it for any questions.
What is the method of aligning your scan system with the XYZ coordinates of the ship?
You would provide us with a 2D drawing of that vessel, the general arrangements. We would take those general arrangements, ingest those into our system, and what you would then do is when you go to capture that vessel, on the app, on your phone or on your tablet that the individual is going to be capturing, they're going to select where their starting location is, and then they're just going to walk. That's how it is. Our AI on the back end is able to know where you started and where you ended and stitch those together. Even if you're off in where you started and where you ended, we're able to then stitch that together because of, again, the AI on the back end understands where each of these images is taken.
So with that being said, this isn't a product that we can purchase to do ourselves. This is a product that we would hire you to do yourself.
No, you can do it yourself. You can do. We're not in the business of coming out and capturing for you. This is a very easy off-the-shelf solution. Takes about 30 minutes to train someone how to basically turn on a camera, download an app, and connect the two. That's it. It works via Bluetooth, so you don't have to have Wi-Fi or anything like that. You can just walk around. You have, I think it's, Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you have about 100 feet between the camera and the device that you're using.